Hello, I'm Philip Stoten. I'm here at Apex 2019. I'm on the SCOOPstudio with John Mitchell from IPC. John, always a pleasure to see you, and always nice to have this chat at the end of the show just to see how things have gone. As the marching band came through on the first day, there were a whole tide of people following, and I think you've been really clever in getting the good keynote that gets everybody upstairs and then bringing them straight down. So it kicked off really early.
Yeah, it's been really good. The show last year was great. This year we have even better attendance than last year, which was frankly a pleasant surprise for us. We had some concerns a little bit earlier in the year, but it's turned out quite nicely. And the buzz on the floor is that people are doing great business. So that's really the test for the exhibition hall, et cetera. And then on the standard side, we've had wonderful participation, a lot of good progress being made there. And then professional development, some of the course instructors have come up to me and said, "What's going on? I usually have 10 or 15 people in my class. I had 65 this year." Wow. And so it's been really exciting to hear that.
Yeah, and I actually, it's interesting. It's a great showcase for the industry, and we're seeing all these great collaborations in the industry. But it's also a great showcase for IPC. For me, it's really important to be able to visibly see what you're doing for the industry. We've got the CFX example, you've got the STEM activity you're doing. There's so much going on that shows value of IPC membership as well as participation in Apex.
Yeah, IPC is about standards, education, advocacy, and solutions, and there are some of our members who maybe only play in one area. So like you said, it's an opportunity for them to see, oh, well, I sit on a standards committee. Well, actually, there's this whole education thing going on as well, and that's really interesting. And now with the Education Foundation that we just announced today, we're reaching out to those who aren't actually in the industry as well. We had 6 inaugural colleges and universities say they'll have IPC chapters, and we're announcing credentialing programs for high school students. We got 100 high school students running around the show right now, which is great. And then on the advocacy front, we brought in people from the Department of Defense. We brought people from European Parliament, and so not the actual Parliament, sorry, from Brussels. And so it's really, as you say, I'm going to steal your words, a showcase of what IPC can do, so the members can learn more about how they can take advantage of their membership.
Yeah, and I love to see those students walking around. I believe you're putting soldering irons in their hands as well.
That's right. So not only we had one of our sponsors, Weller Tools, bought them each soldering irons, so they're going to walk home with one as well. So they'll get a chance to try and learn the skills, and then they get to bring one home to go tear apart their radios or something. I don't know.
They can pick up their Raspberry Pi or whatever those starter kits are and start to build some stuff, and getting that engagement is really exciting. One of the things you've had a big success here with was the CFX thing, and I spoke to David Bergman about that, and I said to David he needs to be very proud of that panel, because it's one of those panels that's lived very much in the public eye, and again has been a showcase of what happens when you can mobilize enough people to make something happen.
That's right. I mean, there was, at the get-go, interest was questioned. We didn't know how it would come out, but Industry 4.0 is important, and now being able to bring together over 400 people on these committees across the globe, over 200 different companies are involved, and so that's really exciting. And then to see the combination of CFX and Hermes on one line working together and CFX by itself on another line, it's just a very exciting time to see. This is only 2 years old, and here we have a fully production line making really real goods using this technology. It's very exciting. Yeah,
and it's exciting to see that level of collaboration. And another dimension to that collaboration that has impressed me over the last couple of years is I see you hosting INEMI activity, I see you supporting SMTA activity. The companies are playing nice together, the associations are playing nice together. We seem to have realized that we can do more for the industry if we kind of all get together and put any differences aside.
My MBA background, I got my MBA at Pepperdine, and it was, instead of being a competition focus, it's a collaboration focus. I remember my father telling me, he said, why would you want to go to an MBA that's going to, you need to learn how to compete, but you actually accomplish so much more when you work together and can find common ground. And yeah, there's areas, that these companies, they're competitors, but they find the common ground where they can work together, and then they do their own thing as well. So there's an opportunity to do both.
Yeah, that's it. And building the foundations together allows them to build their own platforms on top of that. The other thing that I found really fascinating this year, and I actually quite like the show being early, because for me it drops right on the back of CES. Mm-hmm. So I go to CES, I see this big picture, and then I come down to manufacturing, which is kind of where I come from, and get in the weeds and see how those technologies are being applied. What I see more and more year on year is the same ingredient technologies in both industries. Robotics, cobots here are collaborative robots, they're the companion robots.
Manufacturing,
AI.
it's all there, yeah.
It's all the same thing, and I think that's really refreshing, but it brings new kind of impetus in the industry. The industry's got a vibrancy at the moment because of this kind of connectivity and what can be built on top of that.
Well, and it's very exciting, and this is an opportunity for IPC, who really represents the entire value chain. We have a third of our members are OEMs, we have the EMS companies, suppliers, PCB, and then other various organizations around. We represent it all across all the verticals. So it's an opportunity to find those common threads and bring information and data that will, instead of just saying, I want to know what all the other people like me say, now we can bring your customer view, your supplier view, and bring that all together. That's really one of the unique things about IPC.
Yeah, and as kind of the back end of SMT gets more involved, the back end of semiconductor gets more involved in the front end of SMT, we're seeing those industries impact on each other, so that's really important. John, always a pleasure to chat. Congratulations on another good show, and look forward to the next one. Thank you.
Thanks, Phil.
Thanks.